How's everybody doing? SE Wolverines. Hope you're having a good weekend. I had to cancel the trip this week for the camping trip that I had planned on going out due to high winds and the rain. We can kind of deal with the rain, but being in the woods with high winds, have to watch yourself with the widowmakers. Tree limbs come down on you. You're not going to have a good time. Decided to play it safe and to just cancel the trip for this week, but we're going to get out next week, Lord willing. Another thing I wanted to point out, area of concern, to make you aware, if you're not already aware with it, of the potential dock workers strike that could affect ports along the East Coast and the Gulf. So this could cause prices to even go higher than they already are. Potentially to have shortages in some items such as food, car parts, cars, clothing, and a lot of other goods that we import into the U.S. So I guess we're going to know by Tuesday if they decide to go on strike. It's something you definitely, in my opinion, should keep your eye on. I'm going to show you a couple brief clips, return with some final thoughts.
So ports along the east and Gulf coasts are on the verge of a dock workers strike that could slam the U.S. Just a month before the election. The International Longshoremen's Association leader, his name is Harold Daggett, he says he's willing to push the economy past its breaking point if the U.S. Maritime Alliance doesn't agree to substantial wage hikes, up to 80% over several years, and safeguards against automation.
The union boss in recent weeks defiant.
These companies are making billions of dollars. They should take us along.
Port officials preparing for a shutdown at midnight on Monday.
All activity in the Port of New York and New Jersey with regards to containerized cargo and automobile cargo will cease.
George Berry owns a small trucking business and hauls shipping containers at the Port of Virginia.
It's actually something that touches every grocery store cart, right, and every family budget if you really game it out.
100%. We're looking at the possibilities of empty store shelves. We're looking at the possibility of homes stop being built because there's lumber needed, there's steel needed.
Tens of thousands of port workers from Texas all the way to Maine are set to go on strike Tuesday. The U.S. Maritime Association, which represents the major shipping lines, terminal operators, and port authorities, is on one side of the negotiating table. The other side is the International Longshoremen's Association, which represents 85,000 members. It is reportedly asking for a $5 an hour raise per year over the newest 6-year contract. The Maritime Association says the union's demands are unreasonable, but we can tell you if they walk off the job, the flow of a wide variety of goods could stop at many of the cargo ports, and that could make things more expensive again.
Well, meanwhile, thousands of port workers across the country are set to go on strike next week, and it could shut down the Port of Baltimore. Union officials in more than 30 cities on the East Coast and Gulf Coast are now threatening to walk off the job. WJZ has been following this ongoing negotiations as the ILA says it wants better wages and job protections, and it's giving the U.S. Maritime Alliance until October 1st to agree on a new contract.
This area of concern is something to definitely keep an eye on. This is why we prep and we believe in preparedness here. You know, it's just not for other things that could go wrong, but things like this. There's already supply chain problems. Half the ports shut down in America, and if they, keyword if, they go on strike, that could create a lot of problems for a lot of people. So not only the port authority workers on itself and the goods coming in, but all the truck drivers, all the people that those goods that go to, and then to you, the customer. So just keep an eye out on it. You got to pray about it, and hopefully it doesn't reach that where they go on strike, but both sides just agree on something right into time for election. right in time, all these problems coming up right in time for election. Some people say it potentially has a chance to go right through all the holidays and go right to the new year of 2025. So hopefully they can come to agreement and both sides can work out something, because it's not only them, it's people that's going to have a lot of problems. There's already supply chain shortages in some areas. And a potential strike to half the country's ports is only going to create more problems. So, you know, it gives you great reason to prep and just to be prepared in case any of these things happen in the future. So, you know, you could lose your job. Anything can happen. Things like this. Hopefully it doesn't go on strike. We gotta keep praying that the two sides just come to agreement. And because it's not only affecting them, it's going to affect a lot of people in this country. Blessings to you. If you're affected by the hurricane, we wish you luck. We're going to keep those prayers going for you. Have a great weekend. Thank you for clicking on the video, and God bless.
SE Wolverines!